Do you enjoy juicy cooked chicken? Maybe you really have a thing about loads and loads of feathers. Or perhaps you just want to lob loads of eggs about because it's fun. Well, if you've answered yes to any one of those questions, I've got the video for you. Don't you go anywhere. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening and good night, and welcome to another episode of my farm tutorial series. And in this episode we're going to do some more food because you guys have asked for it. In the background you can see some of the other farms that I've already done in this series, and there should theoretically, if I've done it right, be a link to the playlist for this farm tutorial series there in the corner somewhere, and definitely in the description of the video. But we've done some different food. We've done some food farms for crops, so we've got wheat and stuff like that. That works really, really well. We've got food farm that was really awesome for the cows and the sheep and the pigs and the mushrooms, which works beautifully. But some of you have said, Avo, I like chicken. I want some chicken. So I'm about to show you how to make a food farm pretty much automated almost, that is going to help you have loads and loads of chicken, and it's also going to get some feathers for you as well. So if you want to make arrows, you've got some extra stuff too. Let's get on with it. If you like this video, you know what you've got to do. You've got to smack that like button, square in the nose for me. It'd be great also to see you in my sub club. Make sure you hit that sub button, and make sure that you also hit the notifications button on the screen. Now you can see how to do it. It's an absolute doddle. Hit the sub, hit the notifications, and you'll never miss another video from me. But enough about that. Let's get on with this. First thing to do is to create a 5x6 platform. Now it doesn't matter what block you use for this because it's not actually going to be visible. It just needs to be redstone conductive. So don't use anything that's transparent because the redstone won't go through it. Wood works really, really well, and it's pretty cheap. You could use grass, you could use dirt, you go for your life, whatever you fancy. As long as it is redstone conductive, that is what matters. Then we're going to get some powered rails, and we're going to create some rows of powered rails just like this. And we're going to do 6 rows of 5 rails, and we're going to have to take a couple of these rails out in just a minute, but we're kind of planning, so you might want to think about, okay, don't put a rail there, don't put a rail there. So I'm going to take out a rail there, 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 and there. So you can see I've got kind of a zigzaggy pattern, and what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of those blocks too, and the block underneath it we're going to get rid of that. And in that hole, we're going to stick a redstone torch. Let's get that in there now. No, that's a hopper. That's a redstone torch. Get that there, that there, that there. All the way around. Doesn't matter if it goes on the bottom or on the side. It absolutely doesn't matter. Stick the wood or whatever block it is you've used right back on top of that. And then stick the powered rail either back on top or on top if you haven't done it yet. And those rails will all be absolutely powered, which is exactly what we're trying to achieve. Then get yourself a trim of oak wood. Now I want to do this in a different block simply because it allows me to think about what the collection area of this farm actually is. The bit over the powered rail is where you are going to collect your stuff from. Anything that is not over this 5x6 section here is not going to be collected from. So it's really important that you make sure that you're going to have this set up correctly. And we're going to get rails on the end of here to turn it round. So decide what's going to be your front. And it actually doesn't matter what the front is, but let's say we're going to do it here, or we're going to do it here, and whatever side is your front is where you're going to be putting your kill system. So this is where the eggs that are going to be collected from this farm are going to go into the kill system to basically cook your chicken. So I'm going to take it from here. Okay, so it could have been that side, but I'm going to take it from that side. So I want to forget the first one, come along, turn the corner there, come along, turn the corner there, and then basically create one continuous system like that, which ensures that we've got an entrance at the same side as the exit. On there you want to stick one more powered rail, and we need to create a rail system that is going to join those two up. So first thing we need is, let's get one block on each side like that, get a standard rail on top of that, and then we need to start the actual collection system itself, which is pretty easy really. All we're going to do is we're going to get any block, because we want to point a hopper into it. Get our hopper, point the hopper directly into that, go into crouch and put one hopper into that hopper, come this side, put a hopper into that hopper, and then come this side and put a hopper there and also there. Now that gives 4 collection points for the minecart hopper, because it only drops one thing as it goes over one hopper. So as it goes over 4 hoppers, if it's collected 4 eggs, it will drop all 4 of them. It just speeds the system up ever so slightly. Then again, go into crouch and put a normal rail on top of all of those. So the minecart hopper will come across, the hoppers will suck whatever's in the minecart hopper out and shoot it into this hopper, which can then basically go wherever you want to. So we'll come back to that bit in a moment, but what we're first off going to do is we're going to create this farm bit. So I'm going to just pop up 2 high wooden blocks on each of these corners like this, perfectly like that, and then we're going to come across with wood again just to trim it along here to create a nice ring. It's like a structural ring around the whole of this farm. It's not a huge farm, but if you get lots of chickens in here, I'm telling you something, it don't half collect a lot of eggs. It really is very, very effective. And then between all of these, we're going to get some grass. So the chickens, they like a little bit of grass to grow on. They don't like to be, you know, stuck on something hard. It's just not very nice. Plus the grass is the perfect medium through which the eggs will get sucked by the minecart hopper. So that's perfect like that. Then get some glass block and put glass block on all the way along here, all 4 sides, just like that. Get another thing of wood in each corner, and then another high, and another row of grass. Not grass, glass with a gl. Another row of glass. Now I do this simply because I just like to see the chickens inside. Theoretically, you don't actually need to do this. It is pretty simple that they're just going to sit inside and you can see them all the way around, which is really, really nice. So then we're going to put a little bit of a roof on it. So we need to get ourselves some other bits and pieces of structure that you're going to want to create your building with, and this is completely up to you. So I'm going to go and get my bits now. So get yourself a block of spruce. I like spruce when you're using oak wood like this because the spruce and the oak wood, especially in the default texture pack, really go well together. They're not quite the same colour, but they're quite close. They're very complementary. Just get a row of spruce block all the way around here. Now you're not really going to be able to see this particularly. It's more for structure than it is for anything else, but this is going to be seen. So get yourself some upside down spruce stairs and put them all the way around. So we've got a really nice effect there, and we are just going to ring around the inside of this with some glowstone, and that's because I just don't want anything to be spawning inside it. Plus it also makes for a really great lighting effect when you look at it from the outside. It gets really, really light inside, and the chickens do like a little bit of light, and maybe, who knows, it will have a positive effect on the way they lay their eggs. Now we're going to leave that open for now, and the reason we're going to leave it open is because we're going to need to be able to get the chickens inside it. So if we close it up, that ain't going to be any good, is it? Then we're going to get more spruce wood, and we're going to put a row of spruce wood all the way around here. We're not going to come along here because we've got to do something on that side. We will cover that up in a bit, but we do need to come all the way around here like this and create effectively a horseshoe shape all the way around the back sides of this particular build. And then get yourself again some spruce wood stairs. We're going to stick spruce wood stairs all the way around, and that covers up really beautifully that slightly unsightly railway system that we've got underneath it. We don't really want that system to be seen. And then again all the way around to create a nice step up to this chicken farm. It just makes it look a little bit cleaner for me, and rather than it having big angular blocks all over the place. Now we are going to put there and there. So you can see it actually looks really quite nice coming from this side and that side, and that's effectively what it's going to look like from all sides. But we need to add some other bits and pieces on this side just to allow for the collection and kill system. So the next thing I want to do is actually get some chickens inside it, because until we got some chickens inside it, it ain't doing nothing. Now getting chickens in is actually dead simple. So I'm going to get some spruce wood planks and demonstrate how to do it in survival, because you're not going to do this unless you're in survival. Make yourself a little set of steps coming up to the top. Obviously you're going to need some wild chickens to be able to do this, and so you can see that goes all the way to the top. And get yourself a little bit of seed. Now chickens love a nice bit of seed, you see. Also I'll get a chicken egg so as I can spawn a chicken in. There we go. So if you found yourself a nice wild chicken, it's like, hello Mr. Chicken, In fact, there's two. There's two chickens there that really want a little bit of seed. So you've got to get it. Oh, look, they've got seed. This man's got some seed. Let's follow him. And if you go up these stairs nice and slowly, the chickens will follow you because they're stupid, you see. So you come along this way and the chickens follow you. And then you come along this way and the chickens follow you. Then all you need to do is basically nudge them in to your thing. Boom. And in they go. They fall. And they're a little bit daft. Now what you can do now with chickens, you've got two. You can just breed them if you want to. Or you can find more chickens. So let's get inside and just breed these chickens up a little bit. Look, they love each other. They're making baby chickens. And there's a little baby chicken. Absolutely brilliant. So alternatively, you can just slap a load of these chickens inside by doing this kind of fake fishing method. It's chicken fishing is what we've just been doing, but you don't have to do it that way. You could also breed them up. It completely depends how many wild chickens you've got inside. But those chickens are flying inside there. Look, it's absolutely brilliant. I'm going to just spawn a load more in with my egg simply because I can. And it means that we're going to get plenty of eggs before we close it all up. So I've got quite a lot of chickens in there. That is a fairly reasonable number of chickens, but again, if you wanted to breed them up, you can just look at them. They are so mad for this seed. Yes, give me some seed, Mr. Chicken Farmer. I want some seed so my babies can be born. So loads and loads of babies in there as well now. So really happy with the number of chickens we've got inside. So now we can seal them in, which sounds really horrible, doesn't it? Because they're never going to get fed again. So I hope they enjoyed those little bits of a seed that I just gave them. So we're going to put a row all along this glowstone of, again, some spruce wood. And we're going to get some steps like that and come outside the spruce wood to make, again, a kind of a ridged stepped effect on the outside. I don't like sharp angles that full blocks make very much. Now sometimes they work really well, but on this build you need something a little bit more subtle for this roof. And then what we can do here is we can just get some spruce slab, fill in the spruce slab, so as we've got just an extra height of spruce slab underneath there. So there we go. And because we want it to look equal from the inside, we do need to put 2 rows of spruce slab, not just one, which is why I've done that. So we've got kind of a finished work of art. That's the actual chicken coop that is beautifully lit, very nice looking. Quite happy with that. We will finish the other edges of that in a moment, but we've got to do this collection system now. The next thing we're going to build on is the destruction system, the bit that is going to catch, hatch and cook our chickens. It is absolutely brilliant. So we're going to get this sticky outy hopper just here, and we're going to come out 1, 2, and then on the third block we are going to stick a dispenser facing out towards us in this direction. So either this direction or the exact opposite direction. Don't make it face this way because the redstone won't work if it does that. Then we've got to feed into that a couple more hoppers so as to link it up. So going to crouch, 1, 2. So this hopper system here, anything that goes over this rail that's in the minecart hopper will be fed straight into the dispenser. Now the dispenser needs to know whether or not there's something in it, because it's not very clever, and then whether or not to spit it out. So we need to stick a comparator on there. That will sense that something is inside the dispenser, so it isn't just constantly whirring all the time. That's not very efficient. But what it will sense is only one redstone signal worth of content. So we need to stick a repeater onto that to amplify that signal, to make sure the signal is strong enough to loop all the way back round, back into that comparator, which will turn it into kind of like a redstone clock. And that redstone clock will then tick on and off and on and off and on and off and allow this to dispense, but only if we feed the signal back in. So we need to come loop around like that and get another repeater and bash that into there. So now anything that comes into that will be detected, will loop around, that'll get turned off and on again when the signal goes back in, and that will shoot the egg out, and it will do it repeatedly, irrelevant of whether or not you've got 1 egg, 2 eggs, 16 eggs. And let's have a demonstration of that. So if I just get some eggs here and I'll go into that dispenser, and that will start shooting eggs out as soon as I pop it in. So let's have a go at that. You can see that's whacking loads of eggs out, which is brilliant. And as is normal with Minecraft coding, about 1 in every 6 or 7 eggs will spawn a chick. And that is the whole point of this system. 1 in 6 or 7 eggs is going to spawn one of these little fellas, which is going to grow up and turn into your dinner. That's the whole point. Next section is to create the hatching bit. The bit where those chickens are going to hatch, grow up and get eaten for your dinner. So we need to create a row of 4 out of the floor in front of this dispenser, and in the 2 furthest away from the dispenser we're going to get a double chest. We're going to get a double chest because this is a really quite efficient method of getting some good food, and it also collects feathers, so we don't want to miss out on any space. We then need to go into crouch, really important, and stick a hopper into the chest and a hopper into that hopper, so we've got anything that gets collected here shoot straight into that chest. Now this bit is going to look a little bit weird. We're going to go into crouch again and put a stone brick slab against the face of that dispenser. That is a transparent block, and because it's transparent, that dispenser will still dispense it into, or effectively onto, that block. So when you get some eggs dispensing, not all of them are going to hatch. Remember, about 1 in 7 hatch actually into a chick, approximately. So if you are going to get eggs hatching on there, they will be stood on top of that half slab, which is exactly what we'd wanted to achieve. Then we want to get some stone bricks, put 1 on that side and 1 on that side. Get some a little bit more pretty, maybe. Get some chiseled stone brick for the front. Come up 1, 2, 1, 2, like that. Get some glass, stick some glass in the front of that, and then again come across the top with something just a little bit more pretty. I don't know why I like pretty. Pretty just works, doesn't it? So then we're going to get stone brick around there, there, there. We're also going to stick some there. And then, oh, we've got a chicken escapee. And then we're going to get our dispenser, another dispenser, in and facing towards us on that block there. That's not facing towards us. That is facing towards us. No, that is facing towards us. There we go. So put 1 facing towards you on that block there. We're going to come back to that in a bit, but that's going to act as our kill system. And then we need to get ourselves a little bit of walling around here. So we want to kind of complete this system. Bear in mind that we're going to put lava into this system. We don't want to be using wood. So remember, you have to use stone and something that is non-burning. But that's effectively the chamber that is going to create our killing system inside of this particular build. So I quite like the way it looks when it's finished. It does, when we trim it up, look like it matches the wooden system here. So don't panic that it looks just a little bit weird. It won't when we're done. So now let's operate the kill switch for this particular building. We have put a bucket of lava in that dispenser. Now you could argue there is no need to do this part whatsoever. You could just place a bucket of lava inside the system, but I guess I'd just like to be able to be in control of it. It would then be a far more automated system if you wanted. Literally just shove a lava bucket level with where that dispenser is. That would work absolutely beautifully, but I like being in control. I just prefer it. So let's get ourselves redstone repeaters. So we're going to put a redstone repeater coming out there and there. We're going to stick one going in there and there. We're going to stick this to 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks. 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks. Then this one to 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3 ticks. We're going to connect it up with a bit of redstone. And what that's doing is when we put a button on there, that button press will activate the dispenser, which will shoot the lava into the system. That lava will kill any adult chickens, but it won't kill any baby chickens. And then the time it takes for the signal to come all the way around back here means that another signal will go into that dispenser and it will suck the lava straight back in again. Absolutely superb. So let me demonstrate. That's going to go 1, out comes the lava, and it sucks back in again. Again, 1, out comes the lava, and it sucks back in again, all on its own. I like to have that level of control. And yes, I know, I've said it already, put a bucket of lava in there, it does exactly the same thing, and you don't need the button, and it will be far more automated. But I want that control, don't you understand? So let's make this system operational, and this could not be any more simple. All you need to do is get yourself a minecart with a hopper and shove it down on one of these unpowered tracks, just like that, and then just give it a little bit of a tickle. And off it goes on its merry way, collecting all the bits and pieces as it goes. And you can hear already there's some hot dispensing going on, and eventually that's going to bring a baby chicken in. Now what I do sometimes like to do here, because this is very much a dark and dingy place, is to get some glowstone just underneath here, simply because otherwise you're going to find you've got it's just a little bit too dark. Probably the best way to do this, I've noticed I missed out. Best way to do this is to come through there, stick a little bit of glowstone there, and we'll replace that step dead easily by sticking that back like that. That's going to create enough light on that side, and then come around the other side, do exactly the same. We've got an open edge there, stick down a bit of glowstone, stick the step back, and there you go. Look, this is already firing loads. It's picking up all kinds of eggs, which is brilliant. And that collection system is just going to go on and on and on forever, and it's never going to stop. So all that really needs us to do now is to fill in around this to create what's actually a true building. At the minute, it is just a couple of hoppers sticking into a bit of concrete slab off of a semi-attractive chicken coopy type bit. So I'll be back when I've actually turned this into a proper building. And this is the final result of my build. Now, is it a design genius? No, frankly it's not, but it does keep it in line with the rest of the coop. I'm absolutely certain you could do a much better job of designing the way it should look, and I'm really interested for you to tweet me some pictures. My Twitter here is being held by a big fat brown orangutan, so you can certainly see where to send me the tweets. But let me see what you do. I'd love to see what the designs are. Around the back here we've got a control room, so you don't have to break any blocks. You can get into the redstone should it all go just a little bit screwy. But all in all, that's it. And it is really very effective. So let's have just a quick look in here. It's not been going for that long, and it does collect an awful lot of eggs. I've already run it once to make sure that it's working, and it's working beautifully there. We've got some cooked chicken going, but we've got lots and lots of eggs as well, which is quite handy because you can always spawn a few more chickens, or you can make other stuff with the eggs, which is brilliant. But we've got some grown chickens in there now, you can see. So we are going to have a little pop at this kill system and see what happens. I've got chicken's head sticking out there. Right, so let's hit that. That's killed a load of chickens. Now we've only got baby chickens left in there, so that's all good. And what have we got inside? It's gone up. Look, we've got about an extra 11 chickens and a load more feathers. So this is quite a nice system. As I said at the top, if you want to just stick a lava blade in the top, right in there above where those chickens' heads are, you go for your life. But I like having the control. Now that, my friends, is the end of this tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed it. As I say, please do send me some images or some comments down on what you thought was good, what you thought was less good. It'll be great to hear what you think, and make sure you smack that like button so hard that it makes your hand sore. Everybody needs that in their life. And don't forget to join the sub club. It'll be great to see your name on that list, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.